Hi, Sheena. It's so great to have you here today. So for anybody watching who doesn't know me, I'm Tasha. I'm a business coach for service-based entrepreneurs, and I am here with Sheena, who is actually still hasn't even finished yet my Premium Clients Unlocked Accelerator program. So Sheena, why don't you introduce yourself for the folks watching?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Sheena. I run an all things writing brand called Wonderluster Co. And I reached out to Tasha when I was trying to figure out my marketing strategy, how to refine my messaging, and really kind of like make my business more of a business and less like, hey, I freelance. And that is why I joined Premium Clients Unlocked.
Yay! Well, so happy to have you in the program and so happy to have you chatting with me today. Let's just start by tell me a little bit about your business journey, right? Like you started out in corporate life. Where were you at in your business when we started working together? And then what made you decide to join Premium Clients Unlocked?
Yes. So in March of 2016, I decided that I wanted to do my own thing, failed miserably. So I was like, I'm gonna go back to corporate America. I worked there for a long time, freelancing the entire time. So like I had a full-time job and freelanced on the side. And then in very early 2023, I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like I'm not happy. I don't work somewhere I love. And so I was like, you know what? I've built up enough clients on the side that I think I can really make this a reality. So in January, I quit my job. And then I went all in on Wonderluster Co. And I had no idea what I was doing. Like I'm a damn good writer, but when it comes to business, I'm still learning. And so I'm very much a person who's like, I don't know what I don't know, but I know people who can help me learn what I don't know. So I think you and I had connected in a different community, and then I met with you, and I was like, oh, like like we're vibing, okay. Um,
Totally.
and then I think eventually I was like, listen, I'm ready to like stop being the scared entrepreneur who doesn't want to spend any money and is absolutely terrified to invest in herself. Um, and then like I saw like the stuff you do and you're kind of like this marketing guru, and I was like, that I don't enjoy selling myself. I know marketing strategy for like other people, but like building it for myself just honestly felt like gross and I didn't want to do it. And when you have a coach who's like, no, you're gonna do it, it helps a lot. So that's why I was like, okay, like I'm ready to invest in Premium Clients Unlocked. And in terms of where my business was, like because I had treated it as like a freelance thing before, like I had built up a decent amount of clients. But when I came here, I was like, if like there's like a hockey stick, I was like at the bottom, slowly coming up. And so I was like, I need help. And that's kind of where I was when I decided to start working with you.
Amazing. So where are you now in your business and what tangible growth and changes have you seen since we started working together and you joined Premium Clients Unlocked?
Oh man. Okay. So I have a little surprise for you. I
Oh
haven't
my
told you.
gosh.
But I had my biggest month yet of $12,000,
Oh
which
my
was
gosh.
super exciting. And keep in mind that was only with 3 clients. So like the sky is the limit. But yeah, before I started with you, and this is kind of shocking to me, I had not reached 5 figures. Like everything was under five. Actually, it was under $5,000 a month. Like I wasn't even close to like getting to 5 figures. Um, and then I think I started having pretty consistent like 10K months, and I was like, oh, okay, like look at me, this shit's possible. And then like I just started implementing some of the things that you said. The big change, which I hate to admit, I did start selling myself, but in a way that felt good. And so I've seen, I mean, a bunch of growth to have my highest month yet. And like I'm still in the program, I'm still learning things. So that's like a really good sign for me. So I mean, 5 to 11K in a few months, I would say is pretty exciting, pretty big growth. Um, and then I know you asked for tangible, but this is one that I think is super important and not as tangible, and that's just like showing up as a business owner and treating it as a business instead of a freelancer.
Yeah.
And being able to sell myself that way and being confident, I would say are like, those were big things that kind of changed the trajectory of how things were going. Cause it was like, I could grow or I could stay where I am and not do anything that's going to push me. And then ultimately I'll stay at this income level, you know?
Oh my gosh, Sheena, amazing. I am just celebrating you so much. I'm so, so happy for you. I couldn't agree more. The sky is the limit for you. Like you have grown so much over your time in the program. And like you said, it's just the beginning. Like you're here, you're gonna
Yeah.
get all the way up there. Let's revisit like, okay, so when you first were gonna join the program, I remember you were so, so nervous to make the investment. And now you just had a 12K month, that's like more than the cost of the program, right? So
Yes.
I'd say you definitely made back your return on the investment, but like let's just go back to that nervous Sheena who was so nervous to make that investment and so scared to get that back. And then
Yeah.
let's talk about what happened right after you joined. Like as soon as you put down the deposit, I feel
Yeah.
like you were sending me DMs and Slack messages of like, I got this new lead, I got that new contract, I got this new
Yes.
retainer. So like if you can remember and like just recap for us, like what were some of those things that like came through?
Yeah, so there was a lot. So the first part of your question, like it was really hard for me to get into that business mindset of like, this is not you losing money. This is you investing in yourself. Like I'm not investing in you. I'm investing in myself and getting the skills to grow my business. I don't have those skills, but you do. And so that's an investment in me. And it took a really long time to get there. I think even after I joined the program, but I was like, I need to do it. Like if I do what she says, I know I'm going to get my investment back. So I just need to do it and stop being a baby. So it's kind of, it was just, let's do it. You can't wait until things are perfect or until you have like all of the money on hand. You can, like
Yeah.
sometimes you got to make decisions that are a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Um, but yes, I did blow you up a lot with DMs.
I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
One of them was I have a longer term client who like we never did a retainer. It was always just like project based. And I was like, not only from a time management perspective would a retainer make sense, but also like I would love predictable, stable income. So
Totally.
one of the first wins was getting them on a retainer, and they allotted like a pretty decent budget for not a lot of work for the entire year. So like they said they do it yearly, but like that it's not a year long contract. It'll probably go beyond that and they'll just keep renewing. So that was a huge win. And then let's see, I got a bunch of responses on lead gen that led to I think 3 more clients. Yes. And then one of them right now I'm working with on a project basis, but he's trying to get approval to put me on retainer. And like I've only been working with him for like a month and a half. So like that was a pretty big deal. What else? I feel like I was blowing you up so much and now I can't like remember. But
I've got some screenshots of it. You were like, okay, I just got a new 2K retainer. I've just got a new 3.5K retainer. I don't
yes,
even remember all of them. You're like, oh my gosh, NBC Universal just asked me for samples. Like, so,
yes,
like, I feel like it was almost every day. You were like, I got a new client. Somebody asked me to partner with them on an agency. Like, this
yes.
thing, the other thing.
All of that. I had one of my clients. Now, I obviously turned it down because it's not where I want to be, but they actually were really excited about my work. So they wanted me to work full time with them, which is just like so flattering and like such an honor. So that was exciting. And then this is kind of a less exciting win, but still exciting for me. I reached out to someone who is outside of my niche. And he actually is now my favorite client solely because like he gives me so much trust, so much freedom to do really amazing work. And it's in the health and wellness industry. I work mostly with tech and SaaS companies. But it's just been really, really exciting to be able to do that. I have actually a call tomorrow with another potential client. And so we will see how that goes. And then, yes, my mentor actually reached out for me to partner with him to create an agency, which we'll see. I need to think about that, but
Yeah.
again, like it's super flattering. And yeah, I know this is separate from Premium Clients Unlocked, but I did your social media challenge and got so much engagement, so many responses. Like I set up some just like informational calls with some people. So like it's all these things kind of coming together, and like you really don't think like, oh, like tweaking my messaging or being more like is gonna really have an impact. And then you're like, oh, holy shit, I had a 12K month. Obviously something, had an impact. So yeah, lots and lots of wins. I wish I could remember them all because I know I did get a lot while while in this program, but because of that, I can't remember every single one.
1,000%, Sheena. Like it's been amazing watching your growth and watching like your mindset change too. Like you said, it's not just the tangible changes and like the dollar figures and the, constant new leads and clients and full-time job offers and partnership offers and agency offers that you've been getting. But also like I've seen your mindset change so much. Tell us a little bit more about some of the non-tangible growth you've had in your business, like your confidence and your mindset.
Yes. So I've always been a fan of faking confidence until you make it. So before I joined you, like I had a client who like literally said, I thought you would be more economical. And I was like, what's he talk about be more economical? And so like I was like, oh, like this is really scary, but I faked confidence and was like, yeah, like I totally understand if I'm not in your budget. That's fine. I can refer another writer your way, but these are my rates.
Yeah.
And so I had to kind of like do that until I got to a place where I was confident. But I think my biggest thing with your program is being confident in a comfortable way, I guess.
Mhm.
I know we've talked about this a lot, but just like sales and that vibe is very uncomfortable for me and I don't like it. But also like I have a business, and if I'm not going to sell, then I'm not going to have a business. So when we like refined messaging and came up with these different approaches to selling that were still who I am, that was huge. Like I got excited about lead gen, and like I have never liked lead gen
Oh
ever,
my
but now
gosh.
I'm like, oh, I got a new lead. Oh, let me see how I can tweak my messaging. Oh, okay, let's look at the conversion rate. Uh,
Yes.
yes. So, all that stuff has been huge. And I think for me, like again, I told you, my sister would always correct me all last year when I kept talking about how I'm a freelance writer. She was like, "You are a businesswoman, you run Wanderlust & Co., and you need to start acting like it." And then I got kind of the same thing from you, and not only like talking like that, but thinking like when I want to grow my business strategically, what does that look like? I never wanted to hire writers or hire help, but now it's like, okay, like you're a business owner and you need to think about how you're going to grow, not what you want and don't want
Yeah.
to do in your business. Some things like, yeah, like sales isn't my favorite thing, but now that you've helped me find a way to do it that's not gross, I'm like, okay, like I'm going to do it and keep tweaking to get it like, to keep optimizing. But I would say those are the biggest things. And then coming from a place of confidence versus coming from a place of desperation.
Yeah.
Um, I've been kind of on both ends of that where I felt desperate and I was like, yeah, like I'll charge you like
Yeah.
$20 an hour. But
Yeah.
I've also had people come to me desperate and I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
that's not, I don't like that. And so really like being conscious that I am confident and like I have something of value to offer and I'm not going to just like um I don't want to say bend to your will because that sounds negative, but like
Yeah.
I'm not just going to give up on myself or devalue myself
Yeah.
just to get a client. I think that has been huge, because obviously like we run our own businesses, we want to make some money, right? But like we also need to remind ourselves like why are we doing this outside of the money, but also like are we coming from a place of confidence or desperation, or are we coming like because we genuinely want to help them and do incredible things. So I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of that. It was like a lot of mindset stuff, which is funny because I tend not to be one of those people that's really
Yeah.
focused on like energy and but like
Yeah.
when you put yourself
Oh, we had a slight internet hiccup. You said when you put yourself.
When you put yourself in a business mindset, you start thinking differently.
Yeah.
And that, when you're thinking like a business owner versus a freelancer or versus someone who's just trying to make it, you start making better calls, better moves. You start becoming more confident and you start getting those clients who have faith in you because you have faith in you and you are so confident. Like, yes, I can deliver and I'm going to prove it to you. Like, let's go,
A
you know?
1000%. And seeing those mindset changes that you've had, like you've totally transformed in the last couple of months in the program. Like, I think I remember there was a day where you were like, I'm finally seeing like, oh, if I want like more clients and good clients, like I actually have to like do sales. And I was like, well, my work here is done. Like,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, like you've really transformed and it's been so amazing to watch. So Sheena, what does it feel like to have your business where it is today? Like, what have you been able to do or buy that like Sheena 10 years ago, or even like a couple of years ago, would be so proud of you and like so impressed by?
Yeah. I mean, the first thing is unreal. I've talked about this a lot, but when I left corporate America, it was under the assumption that I would go back because there was no way in hell that I was going to be successful, which again, not a good mindset to go
Yeah,
like have,
totally.
but that's where
Totally.
I was. And so I'm constantly like in awe, but it's also shifted to like I'm proud of myself. Like, girl, you did this. This was not someone like coming in and running your business. This was you getting help where you needed it and shining where you are damn good. Um, so I think those are the two things that I'm just constantly like, yeah, I did it. And then like, oh, holy crap, I did it. And then in terms of the life, like it just like I get to walk my dog whenever I want. And like for anyone who doesn't know, I'm obsessed with my dog. That is my child. So my entire life revolves around him. So like I get to go to lunch when I want. I can like today, my mind is not in it. So I'm taking a half day and not really doing any work until I feel like my mind is ready to get that work done. I booked a trip to the Dominican Republic this Christmas with one of my girlfriends at like a luxury all-inclusive resort.
Oh my
Um,
gosh,
and
yes.
yes, and that's nothing I would have ever done for myself before. One, because I was like, that's a lot of money and I don't want to spend that. But two, like, why am I going to spend this money on myself?
Mhm.
And then another thing. So I am very much obsessed with the brand Good American, their jeans
Yes.
specifically. I just got a pair, so I have 21 pairs of jeans, which is ridiculous, but it's insane. Um, and their jeans are like $200 a pair. And I
Mm.
say that not to be like, oh, I have these designer jeans, but to say like I buy these to celebrate myself and my wins, and I look amazing in them, not gonna lie. They
Yeah,
make me
girl.
feel amazing. And so I'm
Yes.
like, you know what? Like you're making enough money that you
Yeah.
can do this. It's okay to celebrate yourself.
Hell yeah.
So I mean all of those things, and then obviously like flexibility is huge.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what it looks like to run your own business.
totally.
Um, but one of the things that I think is kind of accurate is like the flexibility and freedom to create the life that you want. Like I said,
Yes.
I walk my dog in the middle of the day all the time. I
Yeah.
take naps. I work at 8 o'clock and at night because my brain is not working in the morning. And I'm like, yeah, I want to do it later when I've got a
Yeah.
good show. Like, so just like having that, I think, unless you've experienced it, you really don't like it's so hard to like verbalize what it is, but it's
Yeah.
just it's amazing. Like you're building your life on your terms the way that you want.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yes. And I couldn't be happier that like you are creating that dream life that you want. Like that's why I'm here. Like, it's not just about making money and helping our clients, which is what we want to do. Yes, but it's also about giving you the freedom to create the life that you want. I love that so much.
Yes.
Um, so tell us a little bit more about what was it like doing Premium Clients Unlocked? Like, would you recommend it? Who do you think can benefit from it the most?
Yes, would definitely recommend it. And then I would say I think a lot of people just starting out in business are really like shy and scared about investing, about putting the work in, about doing things now versus like when it feels comfortable. So like I was one of those people. I did not want to invest because it didn't feel comfortable. I was anxious. I was like, "Oh my God, like if I don't make my investment back, like this is really scary."
Yeah.
And so I think those are the people though that would benefit most and that need the most help. Like, just do it. It's scary. But as long as you are willing to do the work, because like
Yeah.
Tasha, I love you, but like it's not your job to run my business. So like if someone's gonna join and not gonna do the work, then you might as well not join. Like
Yeah.
you gotta put the work in, right?
Exactly.
But if you're willing to do that, like I think a lot of your knowledge is so transferable into like everyone else's business that like it's like, okay, like I really need to put the time and energy into making this happen, but if I do, like good things are going to happen. So,
Yeah.
like if you're ready for good things to happen, you're willing to put in the work, I would definitely recommend this. And I think like it's really good for people just starting out. Again, if you're willing to do the work cuz like there's a lot. But also if you're like further along in your journey where you have some of the foundations and you're kind of like trying to figure out like okay, like how can I tweak my messaging or how can I um generate sales in a way that feels good to me? Like it's also good for that too.
Yeah.
Um so yeah, I mean, I just had a great time. Like everyone in it is amazing. You guys are so supportive, but also like there's just so many things and I keep going back to this, but like you don't know what you don't know. And that's
Yeah.
okay, but like you have to go find the resources, the coaches, the mentors who have that knowledge and are willing to share it with you to help you get where you need to be. And like love it or hate it, like you have to market your business. You have to know the foundations of writing messaging that resonates with your ideal clients and really just knowing how to do that. And then again, getting into the right mindset and understanding like I'm a business owner and I need to have a mindset that aligns with that. So these are just like a few of the things that I learned, but I think people who are kind of in a similar boat to me that are ready to take action and just kind of not really sure how or where to start, like this is perfect for them.
Amazing. I was gonna ask you, like, I feel like you already answered all the questions I was gonna ask you. So thank you.
I
That was
talk a lot.
amazing. And I totally agree. So often it's like we think, younger entrepreneurs or you think there's like some kind of secret magic formula that you're missing that other people have.
Yep.
And so often it's just showing up, being
Yeah.
consistent, putting in the work, really nailing the foundations and doing those small foundational tweaks. Like we're not
Mhm.
making huge changes to your business, right? We didn't like throw it out and start fresh. It's
Right.
about those little tweaks we made that took you from 5K months to 12K months. Like damn girl, that's amazing. Um so
Yes.
so proud of you. Okay, last question. What
Yes.
advice would you give your younger entrepreneur self?
Know your limitations early and like account for those. Like I thought I could do everything on my own, mixed with like I didn't want to pay for someone else to do something that I thought I could do. Um,
Totally.
it is scary leaving a stable paycheck benefit, like it is really scary, but if you're thinking about like doing that, then sit down, talk to yourself and be like, okay, what can I do in my business and where do I need help and prioritize those levels of help. Like you can't pay for everything all at once. That would be really nice, but like if you're for example, for me it was like I'm not comfortable selling and marketing myself and I am so stuck in this mindset of not wanting to do it that I've kind of paralyzed myself. I need to pay somebody to help me get out of that and fix it.
Yeah.
For other people it's like okay, like email marketing is going to be the biggest business driver for me. I don't know anything about it. Let me go hire someone to help me or get a platform or whatever. But really
Yeah.
just understanding your limitations, getting real with yourself, and be like, you think you can do all of this, and even if you have the skills, you don't have the time. So
Yes.
um, I think that's the hardest thing is like being like, okay, I don't want to invest in myself, but like if I don't, I'm not going to have a business. Like I really
Yeah.
honestly I don't know any successful business owners who don't have mentors, who don't have coaches, who don't take courses, who don't read about their
Yeah.
industry. Like it's a lot, but again, you have to get real with yourself. If you think there's a magic wand, you are mistaken. Every successful brand you see on Instagram, every person you want to emulate, you're seeing this. You're not seeing all of this
Yeah.
that gets them up here.
Yeah.
Um, and they've probably done the same thing where they're like, all right, I'm really good at this, but I need help with this. Let me go do that, you know?
Yeah. Wow, I couldn't have said it better myself. That was so powerful, Sheena. Thank you so much. It's been such a treat having you in Premium Clients Unlocked, and we've still got some time. So I can't even wait to see the wins you have before the program ends. So thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. Really appreciate it.
Oh.
Aw.
Yes, of course. Thank you for all that you've done for my business. I'm super appreciative. This is just like a small price to pay.
Amazing.